Hi everybody, and welcome back to Shelf-tember and Stocktober. I have decided to use up a bunch of my tomatoes for pasta sauce. Now this isn't the normal way I would make this. Unfortunately, I had a family emergency and I'm at my parents' house. I was able to grab a few of my things to make this because I had it all set up ready to go at home. Unfortunately, I forgot a part to my KitchenAid attachment that helps me make sauce a lot easier, so I have to adjust. Normally I would cook this in a big pot on the stove and then put it through the sieve thing of the KitchenAid so that it makes a nice smooth tomato sauce, but I forgot that part. So instead I'm taking my time because I am running back and forth to the hospital to help my mom out, and I put in here all of my tomatoes. I had a great big paper grocery bag full, along with, I can't see to find them, I had a couple of green peppers from the garden, a great big onion, bunch of garlic, and I put that in here to cook down and get soft. I did not bother to peel them. Because of the KitchenAid, I don't have to peel them or anything. It just makes it so much easier. I'm going to take this as far as I can, and if I get a chance to can it like I want to. I do have the jars with me, and this particular Instant Pot has the canning function, whether you believe it works or not. I've never had a problem. So you have to get one that's pressure canning. Here you go, canning, not cooking. And this one happens to have it. But I'm going to cook this low and slow until my tomatoes and all the vegetables are really soft. In the meantime, I did strain out another batch that I started at home. That's the liquid. I have to put the meaty parts of the tomatoes through. I'm going to try this sieve that my parents have. That's why I said I don't know how far I'm going to get. If it becomes too tedious, I probably won't continue this. And then once the others are done, I'm going to try to do the same. Then I put it back in and I cook it down a little bit so it thickens up to the desired consistency before I put it in the jars. This is a Ball Blue Book approved recipe that I'm just doing it way different than what their directions call for. So I'll let you know how it goes and how far I get along with this project. All right, pushing the tomatoes through the sieve. It's working okay, but you can see there's still quite a bit of the meaty part of the tomato left. So I'm just going to save that in a zipper bag until I can run it through my KitchenAid to make sure I get all of the tomato meat out of it. So at least I'm getting a start on it anyway. Hello everybody, I'm back. I had to leave my parents' house because my oldest dog got really sick. I needed to take her to the vet, so I'm finishing my tomato sauce for spaghetti at home. And I wanted to show you my setup. This is why I didn't want to push it through a sieve. It's a mess because I've been using it. I have my KitchenAid. And then this is to make like hamburger or sausage or something like that, this particular part, except there's different rods and things that go inside, and it connects to this, which directs the sauce down here and into this bowl, and then the parts that you don't use come out the end right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the sound off because it's very noisy, and I'll show you how it works. All right, once I finished processing all of those tomatoes, I measured out how much tomato sauce I had, and I had about 17 cups. It didn't fit in my crock pot, so I put it back in my roaster. To that, I added 2 chopped onions, 2 chopped bell peppers, some garlic, and then a bunch of seasonings, and I'll show you what the seasonings are. Now, I take the basic measurements from the Ball Blue Book of Home Canning. That way I know it's a safe recipe. So let me tell you about the spices here. I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. It helps counteract some of the acidity of the tomatoes if you need it. To then I added some ground paprika. I started with 2 teaspoons and I adjusted to taste once it was done. Some black pepper. I started with a teaspoon. I just had a few red crushed peppers left, so I just dumped in, I say maybe half a teaspoon. I put about a half a teaspoon of some thyme. Then I had onion powder. I put a tablespoon of this in. Same with the garlic powder. I put in 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Now, I did not have oregano, basil, and whatever else it carries. So I just used this, but you could use your regular seasonings if you don't have the mix. I added 3 bay leaves, which I have since fished out. Some parsley, a couple good tablespoons of parsley, and then, of course, salt to taste. And I just put a few bouillon cubes in there. Once I put all my seasonings in there, I put it on very low and I simmered it overnight in the roaster. Once that was done, excuse me, I had already browned up a 1-pound roll of Italian sausage, and along with some 8-ounce container of chopped mushrooms. This morning I added it to my pot and I let it warm up fully for about an hour. Then I checked and adjusted my seasonings, okay? I added extra salt. I felt it needed more garlic. And now it is ready to go in my jars. You probably can't tell. There is meat in here. Okay? So on the side over there, I have my pressure cooker warming up. I am putting these in pint jars because that's the size that we use. And those process in my area at 10 pounds of pressure. You have to check your area for 60 minutes. If you're using quarts, it's 75. So you've seen me jar up sauce before. I don't think that's necessary to show you again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that process. Once I'm done, we'll see what the jars look like and how many I got. All right, I'm really happy that I was able to get exactly 12 pints of sauce out of that. I'm going to save one for dinner. That's going to be part of my Shelf-tember dinners because my canner only holds 11 pints. So that way I don't have to do just one jar separate. So I'm just going to, I wiped all the rims off. I forgot to tell you, I put 3 tablespoons of tomato paste in my sauce because it was in my freezer and I wanted to use it up. I freeze mine in 1.5 tablespoon scoops. I use my little cookie dough scoop. So I use that up from the freezer. And that one's I'm going to keep that one out. I wiped off the rims. I'm going to put my lids, and I have to go grab my rings, put those on, put them in my canner, and process, like I said, for 60 minutes per pint or 75 minutes for a quart. Wanted to show you my beautiful sauce. There's 11 jars of it. I used one for dinner. I'll do that on a separate video. Just show you how I put it together using almost all pantry staples. So anyway, there you go. I finally got it done. And I have a lot of tomatoes out in the garden yet. And a lot of tomatoes left. Found another little green pepper. And the next batch I think I'm going to do is a salsa instead of a pasta sauce. Let me know what you think in the comments below and have a wonderful day.